We've been gone for a minute, but we're back. So you may have been wondering where we've been for the last 6 months. Let me fill you in. At the end of 2023, we're about to move into our 10th year of business. So I really wanted to stop and take stock of where we were at, recalibrate our process and make sure that we were delivering a super high quality service, not only in the workshop where we're shipping out parts upstairs and in the emails and phone calls in the office. 2024, we've had record-breaking starts to the year. Like I just mentioned, we've moved into our 10th year of business, but that doesn't mean that we've slowed up. Every month has been a record-breaking month, so I can't thank you guys enough for the business that you're providing to us. Moving back to our videos, we were posting weekly. It takes a lot of time to put these videos together and it obviously slows up the work in the workshop. So we probably won't be posting as much, but hopefully the content is going to be a lot higher quality. Things haven't just changed here at Dream. There's been a few changes in personal life too. At the end of 2023, myself and my girlfriend welcomed our first little girl to the world. We are over the moon with how she's grown up, but it does mean that we've had to change a few things. We were previously using a Honda E as our little family car. We quickly found out that it wasn't really going to cut it. Only being able to fit about 3 shopping bags into the boot, we certainly weren't going to be able to get a buggy and all the other things that our little girl wants to carry around with her. We've had to replace the family car, and what else would we replace it with? You've guessed it, a Honda Civic. Welcome to our new Civic FK7. So the car itself is a Civic Sport, but the Prestige edition. So Prestige meaning we've got this lovely chrome grille here, got a few chrome accents around the side, but mainly for me, the thing that I wanted with the Prestige edition was the fact that we've got the sunroof and we've got leather interior. So as our little girl grows up, if she starts making a mess in the back of the car, it's not really much to worry about. Ultimately, a comfortable car that we can all get around in. So it leads us to the next step on the car. I know you guys can't get enough of that chrome grille. I've actually had enough of it. So I'm going to be taking the front bumper off, removing all the chrome down the side, and we're going to be trying to dress this Sport up as a Type R. If you're a subscriber or watch some of our older videos, you would know that we picked up Honda UK's 24-hour race car. Part of that car came with a massive spares package, various boxes of gaskets and panels and many other parts all related to a Type R, some of which was actually a rally red Type R body kit. You can see that I've already got started on the bonnet, but we've got the whole rest of the kit to go onto the car. We're going to be trying to keep it as OEM as possible and trying to pass this Sport off as a Type R. Moving to the back of the car, and the little dilemma that we have got is we've got no centre exhaust down here. With it being a Prestige edition, it means that we've got a deeper boot floor, and the Honda have routed the exhaust around the side of the boot floor. This means that we're not going to be able to bolt on a Civic Sport exhaust or even an FK8 Type R exhaust. It means that we're going to need to be a little bit creative. Do we put a false exhaust there? Do we blank it completely? I'd rather not cut the boot floor and have to raise it up to then fit the Type R exhaust, but we'll have a look at that once the bumper's off. So other areas where we're going to give attention to over the rear end whilst the car's on the ramp, we're going to be fitting the Type R spoiler. So we need to have a look at the tailgate to see if there's strengthening on the inside. I don't think there is, so we might need to do something there just to help the bolts sit nice and secure and the spoiler nice and stable. We'll also fit the vortex generators from the FK8 Civic Type R. You can see that we've got the optional spoiler for the Civics. And I'm not too sure if I like it, if it's going to stay on the car, or whether we'll put the usual fins from the sides there. Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm certainly going to wrap this part of the roof in a gloss black to sort of match the sunroof and go for the full blacked out roof. That's the brief intro to the car. I'm going to start getting it stripped down now. We'll get some of the parts down from upstairs, get them laid out, and make sure that we've got everything to do the Type R conversion on the Civic Sport. This is what I've come up with, a pretty comprehensive kit to dress a Civic up as a Type R. This is only a small selection of some of the used parts that we've got. You may have noticed that we've added a used section to the website now, where you'll be able to pick up parts like this, and maybe some other used aftermarket parts, coilovers, camber arms, that sort of things. Things that get stripped off of customers' cars and they no longer want, we've now retailing some of those via the website. So as I mentioned, this is a pretty comprehensive kit. We've got everything from the rear bumper, the spoiler, got the rear arches that will then flow down into the side skirts. Got the genuine front wings as well, so again the wider wings to accommodate the extra width that we're going to want to put on the car, i.e. some wider wheels. The bonnet, front bumper, everything that we're going to need to make this car from the outside look like a Type R. We're also going to be going for some black mirrors on this car as well. I mentioned earlier that we're going to be wrapping the roof of the car in black across the back section, so we sort of hide the sunroof in a way. But to time with a black and red theme, we'll put some black mirrors on the car at the same time. Moving up to the front bumper, it looks like we've got a left left-hand drive front bumper, or certainly one that's not made for UK market. The front grills here are slightly different, and the fact that we haven't got any parking sensor holes around the front grille here. We're going to look to put one of our UK front grills back onto the car so we can utilise the parking sensors, and also the front grills. So on this grille here, we've got the blanking plate, which allows the Honda sensing to work for the lane keep assist and the adaptive cruise control. So again, we'll be changing out the front grills so we can keep all those functions on the Civic. So with the parts laid out now and the car on the ramp, I'm going to get on with stripping the car down. So we get the car on the ramp and start getting the wheels off so I can get a bit more access around the wheel arches. I'll make a start on the front bumper, get that removed so I've got a bit more access to around the wings, headlights and the other areas that I'm going to need to remove. Anybody considering doing this themselves, you'll see that a lot of the work here, it's relatively simple work. It's just removing of one part, a couple of clips, a couple of bolts to get access to another part. So you'll see once you start to get the headlights out, you get good access to the wings. Once you've got the wings off, you can get to the side skirt quite nicely, and one piece sort of bolts on top of another. So the car's looking pretty bare now that we've got the front wings and headlights, bumper off. We're going to start working down the side of the car now, starting to remove some of the chrome trims around the top of the doors and the chrome door handles. So whilst working around the rear of the car and I've got access around the rear tail lights, I'm going to remove those and fit some of the silver indicator bulbs that we sell. It's just going to help clean up the look of the car once everything's put back together. So the intention has always been to remove the top rear spoiler and fit the fins that originally come on the Type R, keeping it looking as close to OEM as possible. Although I seem to be having some difficulty getting this spoiler removed. Usually it's a 10mm bolt either side and a couple of clips, although this one seems like it's bonded on. After a lot of stressing around with the spoiler, I decided it's going to be staying on the car. So I've been making some good progress already. The car's really starting to take shape now. So we've got the chrome off this side of the car, the handles are off as well, put the black mirrors on, and then started to get some of the Type R body kit on. So we've worked from the front wings, down the side skirt, and then get into that tricky area of where we're going to be having to drill the rear quarter panel for the rear arches. It's come together quite nicely and giving us a little hint as to how it's going to look once it's fully complete. Whilst I've been working on the car, Brandon's been prepping the front bumper for us. He's been drilling the parking sensor holes, fitting the new front grille. So we'll go and grab that in a sec. Once we've got the front bumper on the car, we'll then move over to the back where we're going to be drilling holes again for the parking sensors on the rear bumper. I've got the centre parking sensors in place now, just got the outers to do, but whilst the bumper's up here, I've had a good chance to have a look around the exhaust and where I'm going to sort of blank it off or what I'm going to do with it. So on this bumper here, you see there's a nice little recess in there that sits back probably 2 or 3 mil. If I cut a nice bit of plastic into there, I might actually be able to get it to sit in quite nicely. I've had a look at this old bumper, and this is a bumper that I'd started to cut up initially from the race car when I was first doing the rear diffuser. So what my plan is with this is I'll cut the centre out here and then effectively use that angle, or that piece there, to then go inside the bumper. We could either leave it red, body coloured, and it might look all right, or for what we're trying to do here, it's on the false carbon, so could again potentially wrap this to try and tie in with that theme there and just make it a little bit more hidden. I'll get this cut up and we'll see how it goes. Plastic piece in place now. I decided to put a bit of carbon fibre over the top of it, but it probably looked too good and didn't really match the rear splitter. So in the end, I decided to put a bit of carbon fibre vinyl on top of the carbon to make it look a little bit more false and tie in with the OE splitter. Very nearly finished on the car now and just got the rear spoiler left to do, but it's pretty much there. So I've been intrigued to see how it looks now once I put the wheels back on the car, how bad it's going to look, should I say. I'm expecting the wheels to be tucked in quite a lot, so we're probably going to need to put a set of spacers on this car. So what I've moved on to here is cutting out the spacers that are inside the original tailgate so that we've got then support for the Type R spoiler going onto the FK7 tailgate. After a few failed attempts to try and wrap the roof, it was time to call in the professionals. Jordan from Wrap Extreme came down and made the job look extremely easy. You would have seen earlier that I was cutting into the rear tailgate that I got here. This is a donor panel that we've had spare from the race car. It was used by Synchro when they were initially using the FK8, and it had been drilled into at this point here for latches. The tailgate could be secured down to the car. Like I said, it was sort of redundant and just been in the way recently. We've made the markings off the top to get the holes of where we're going to mount the spoiler, and likewise with the vortex generators along the top. The only thing really left was to remove these spacers, which effectively is just a 40mm cylinder that sat inside there, which allowed the spoiler to be bolted down nice and secure. So now that I've got these apart and cleaned up on the end, I'm going to be able to put these into this tailgate and then mount the spoiler, knowing that it's not going to be going anywhere. Very nearly complete on the FK7 to FK8 conversion. The spoiler was a little trickier to fit than I thought. Those spacers to go in there were a right pain. A lot easier said than done, but the spoiler's on, nice and secure now. The only thing I need to finish off on is get rid of some of these fingerprints, so get the car outside and give it a clean up. But we have got the ultimate test for the FK7 this weekend. We're going to an FK8 owners meet and we're going to try and pass the car off, see if we can sneak into the car park as an FK8. Hopefully nobody spots the wheels. I've done a couple of local journeys in the car already and it's certainly turning heads. As with most red Type Rs, it attracts your eye when it's on the road, and it's certainly doing that. You may have noticed throughout the job I've fitted a couple of little extras onto the car whilst it's been on the ramp. So fuel flap, we've fitted one of the genuine Honda fuel flap covers. We've deleted the rear wiper with Kill All Wipers wiper delete kit, silver bulbs into the rear lights just to clean up the look of the car, and on the front end we fitted yellow fog light covers. I've still got one more part to fit, and that's waiting for a shipment to come in from Japan, and that's going to be a set of genuine Honda wind deflectors. We've already fitted a 5mm spacer to the wheels just to see if we can sort of help it out a little bit and make up some of this arch gap. But unfortunately, as you can see, it's still not quite looking all there. So I'm going to take this 5mm out and I'm going to slip in either a 15 or a 20mm spacer, again, just to try and bring the wheel out to the arch. It's at least until we've got some wheels on the car. So we've arrived at the show and we've managed to get the car parked up. So far, nobody has detected that it is an FK7, but let's give it some time. I'm sure these guys have got a keen eye and somebody will pick up on it. Today we are at a national FK8 owners meet. Plenty of cars around, a lot of familiar faces. Let's go and take a look at some of the cars. So as expected, a few people have started to pick up on the fact that it's not a genuine Type R. Let's go and hear from some of them and see what they thought and what they made of the car initially.
I actually thought this was an FK8 with FK7 wheels, purely because the FK8 comes with 20-inch wheels which are like rubber bands basically. But as I notice a little more, look at that. That is actually an FK7, with an FK8 body kit. Wow, man. You know what? I would have, from far, it looks absolutely like an FK8. This is stunning. Wow. Let's have a look inside. It's actually a 1.5 CVT FK7. Brilliant, man. Oh yes, of course. It's got the sunroof and stuff. On the motorway, it'll exactly look like an FK8. Wow.
Rogue, get out.
So one car that'll be familiar to you guys will be Jeff's yellow FK8. It's not an LE edition, but we were joined with two LE editions this weekend, and we had number 20 and number 21 sitting next to each other. Some super clean cars on display this weekend, and a great opportunity for owners to meet like-minded people and discuss some of the modifications that they've made to the cars. We really like these get-togethers, and it really shows a good community spirit of the FK8 and FK2s here in the UK. So end of the day now, and a lot of people have cleared out already. Looks like it's been pretty successful for us. Most people were acceptant of the FK7, FK8 conversion. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think you would notice if you spotted it out on the road? So a couple of days later, and we're back from the show. We're in the workshop, and the car is now being used as a daily vehicle as it was first intended. It's not yet complete though. We've still got a set of wheels and HKS coilovers to fit to the car, but we'll check back in with this once the wheels are in stock and ready to be fitted. We have, however, got another car to bring to the channel. It's yet to feature, and I'm excited to be showing you that one. We'll get it on the dyno, see if it's really producing the numbers that it should be doing, as well as making a couple of small modifications. And it's not a Honda. We've also got our red race car behind us, and as you can see, it's been through a couple of subtle changes already. It's had the vinyl stripped off, and there's a reason for that one as well. Think about hitting the subscribe button, give the video a like, and as always, leave us a comment below.